Greetings, YouTube. I want to start out this video by saying thank you because I have received such a positive amount of feedback for the rank up video and the decisions that I didn't make, you made, right? Like, I take all of the voting into context, I put the data together, and I calculate who the people voted for. I view my account as an account of the people, by the people, for the people, literally, and you all tied, essentially. It was within 1% of what I would like to consider the margin of error between both Colossus and Archangel. And so it's kind of cool to be able to use the mutant search tool, the icon, if you will, and see Omega Red, Archangel, and Colossus along with X-23 as my 4 rank 5 65 mutants. So I wanted to make a video over both of them, but I wanted to keep them, not crazy long. And if I combine both of them, I feel like it would be longer than it would have to be. So I don't love the strategy of what we're about to do, but it is the norm in this community. And that is the expectation of going up against Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, the man who desperately needs to upgrade his healthcare plan. I also wanted to point out that in this video, the main thing I'm concerned about, yes, I've got Suicide Masteries on, but really it's utilizing 5 out of 5 Deep Wounds. Deep Wounds is my favorite mastery. I have so many champions that I use that cause bleeds that I notice such a tremendous difference in overall damage and bleed damage, of course, especially from this mastery setup. And even champs that I wouldn't think about it with, like Ghost Rider, for example, who I think, he causes a decent amount of bleed, but with Deep Wounds maxed out, Ghost Rider is just that much better. So instead of boosting up or trying to figure out what the best mastery setup is, which was my original goal, to be honest, I think the best thing we can do to really showcase a champion is to kick out all the other champions and just, besides the mastery setup, bring that champion in by themselves with no synergies whatsoever, to just see, without boosts, without synergies, just to show you the only thing we're taking into account in this is my mastery setup, what it's like to fight this guy. Now, I do have the class advantage, of course, mutant versus skill. You can see that up arrow next to Archangel's name. And then besides that, I just really want to point out I'm going to do my best. I'll use maybe a special or two occasionally, and if Winter Soldier is passive, which the AI in this fight tends to be passive, I'll try to fire off a couple of hits. But mainly I'm just going to parry and heavy and just see what that does damage-wise. I also want to point out that, to me, like, people get lost in the shuffle of how many hits did it take to take down Winter Soldier. I don't think hits should matter in this fight. I think it should be how fast did you get the champion down overall. Because you can get this Winter Soldier fight down with Quake with 0 hits, and yet it's going to take you a pretty dang long amount of time. So, without further ado, remember, if you hear the tapping, it is my iPhone 6 against my microphone. So, parry heavy. That's all we're going to do. And we're going to keep a pretty close proximity, because one thing, when I'm not jumping straight into a heavy, one thing that I really love about Archangel is that when you block those hits, they turn into poisons. And so you can see I'm just blocking the special one, and you're going to get that random stun in there. It just hasn't happened yet. But there we go. We haven't backed up against the wall. Kind of surprised we didn't have any poisons there. There's the stun, and you just allow some more heavy. Look at that. And it's just a really relaxing fight. Now, the stun ended just then, so that's the first time that I wasn't able to get the heavy, but now we're just back. And it's just, look at how nice those ticks are, 4,000 per. And all I'm doing is blocking, and then that stun came up, so we were able to get another heavy in there. And the 4,800 to 38, that just, That was such a fast fight, right? I mean, that was 56 hits is great. And yes, I got hit 8 times when I was trying to fire off a couple heavies when the stun expired and stuff like that. But it was such a quick fight. And I think what I love about Archangel the most, and Colossus you can put up there too now that he has such awesome parry heavies and then ultimately comboing parries with mediums and special twos. It's such an easy thing to do. Like, it doesn't take a lot of skill. As long as you can perfect parry and time that perfect block, quote unquote, out to what you want, you're going to be able to not have to worry about recycling specials or keeping intercepts up or, doing just certain things that newer champions that can be a lot of fun to play with and a lot of damage output. But to me, and it's ironic since I am a college professor, but I like using champions I don't really have to think much about. I just kind of get to go on cruise control mentally and relax. Because when I play video games, I'm trying to lower my thinking and my stress level for that matter. And this is just a great way to do that. So I'm excited to compare what we just did with Archangel, with Colossus, but instead of making this a 10-minute video and going back in, I think I'll probably just try to do the Colossus fight another day or another time so that we can keep this well under 10 minutes, because even though I know some people prefer longer videos, I think most people don't have that much time to commit to a video, and so the shorter I can keep them, the less I waste your time. So this was a lot of fun. We tested them out. What did I do? Fire off like 1 special, maybe 2. But other than that, I got him in the corner, waited for that random stun, and this is such a fun champion to fight with. Anybody out there who really uses Archangel often and needs an excuse or some peer pressure to take him to rank 5, if you've got the materials, let me be that peer pressure for you, because just like X23, to be honest, you're not going to regret this. You're going to have a lot of fun, and ultimately this game is about having fun. And so if you want to take a champion that you love up, even if you know they're fine at rank 4, but you want to take them to rank 5, do it. I'll be the devil on your shoulder, if you will. Thanks for watching, YouTube.